Morara Kebaso.
Ladies and gentlemen wa Kenya
Morara
wenzangu,
Kebaso is smarter than he lets on. And I am not in the business of apportioning accolades to people. That's not me. I am very real in my observations and opinions about people. But Morara Kebaso is smarter than he lets on. And I'll tell you why.
Hello Kenyans, musipochanuka mutachanuliwa na musipojipanga mutapangwa.
After listening to him on Kibe, and this is not the basis of that conversation, but after listening to him on Kibe, he strikes me as a guy who is grounded in his approach. He may want to appear emotional because he is performing for a very emotional base.
Morara is a logical political leader. And logical means sometimes you need people who you would not have needed.
I'll talk about that later. But he is very grounded in how he approaches things, how he approaches issues, how he approaches situations. And when he is being deemed as emotional, it's very intentional. It's a gameplay because he is auditioning for a group of people that are propelled by nothing but their mother's emotions. He knows that.
Tukitoa 100 ni pesa ngapi? Ongeza 0.1 inakuwa 150 million, ongeza 0 ingine inakuwa 1.5 billion. It's 1.5 billion. Hatutosha kufanya campaign. Na tushinde urais.
So he harnesses that by absorbing and almost characterizing that emotion.
Tuache kutegemea, tutegemewe. It is time for us to save our parents from this joke. This is a joke that our parents wamezoea since independence. Wamekuwa kizungushwa tu hivi. Na nimewakataza mambo ya ukabila.
But that's where it ends. Now, after he spoke on Keep a Space, now this is where I want to talk about Morara Kebaso. There's something he did that is very profound. He asked people who do not agree with the way he is running the movement, and they have a problem with how he spent the money that was sent to him. He asked them to register their frustration by demanding a refund.
Mtu mwenye amjafund akiuliza pesa nilitumia kwenu nitarudisha namna gani? What do you answer him?
And for the record, because that is not that conversation, if you go on his post where he asked people to put evidence of what they contributed for a refund, 99% of those requests are fake. Now that tells you the fragility of the base that he's trying to appeal to. The same people who are fixated on aiding corruption are the most corrupt batch when they get a chance. But that is not that conversation. Now, that move to tell his distractors, if you are unhappy with what I'm doing, put evidence of how much you contributed, and I'll refer to.
We believe we did our best in terms of accountability. However, if you feel that we didn't do our best, kindly just comment below with your M-Pesa message or M-Pesa reference. We will give you a refund. I've set aside some of my personal funds for refunding back to the public so that then we can protect this good reputation that we built over time and the good work that we were able to do.
That move worked very well for the UK Prime Minister John Major long before Morara Kebaso was born, 1995. John Major had inherited this party, the Conservative Party, from Margaret Thatcher, who had run it for 11 years. And by 1995, there was so much squabbles inside the Conservative Party, the Tories.
I've now been Prime Minister for nearly 5 years. In that time, we've achieved a great deal. But for the last 3 years, I've been opposed by a small minority in our party.
John Major, this time, he is the Prime Minister. He is the leader of the Conservative Party. He is an MP from whatever countryside he comes from. He is living inside 10 Downing Street. But the distractors inside his party are too much. So, on June 22, 1995, I remember it like it's yesterday. I was in Nakuru. I was the age of these Twanzi Gen Zs. John Major came out of 10 Downing Street as Prime Minister to address his distractors.
There have been repeated threats of a leadership election. In each year, they turned out to be phony threats. Now the same thing again is happening in 1995. I believe it's in no one's interest that this continues right through until November. It undermines the government and it damages the Conservative Party.
They had wanted him to be so frustrated to a point of resigning as Prime Minister. He didn't. They had wanted him to be so distracted to a point of resigning as a Member of Parliament. He refused. They had wanted him to resign as the Conservative Party leader.
I am not prepared to see the party I care for laid out on the rack like this for any longer.
Now that's where his strength is. The distractors, their captain was a guy named John Redwood. So he came out of 10 Downing Street to a battery of reporters and cameras and microphones. And he said, this situation here, this infighting here is not sustainable. I am not going anywhere as the Prime Minister of the UK. I am not going anywhere as the leader of the Conservative Party. What I'm going to do is I am going to call an election inside the party, not a snap election, not a general election, not a country-wide election. No. Election inside the leadership of the party, which is what Morara Kebaso is doing. He is daring the Twanzis that think that they have a better idea on how to run the movement for a contest. Register your voice. Register your disgust. Come here and put how much money you put, and I'll refund it. So John Major said, this is not sustainable. I am going to call for Conservative Party leadership election.
The Conservative Party must make its choice. Every leader is leader only with the support of his party. That is true of me as well. That is why I'm no longer prepared to tolerate the present situation.
And you John Redwood, you either
Put up
put up
or shut
or
up.
you shut up. Those words ran the headlines across the universe. I was in Nakuru. I was reading the nation newspapers. Put up or shut up. John Major. Woo! Those were the worst insults that have ever been said. This is 1985. So he called elections for the Conservative Party for July 4th, 1995. July 4th significance is America's independence, no relation. John Redwood was beat like a burukenge by Prime Minister John Major. John Redwood got 89 votes. Remember, this is party elections. So only the party members were voting. He only got 89 votes. John Major got 218 of those. And he shut down John Redwood forever. That move by Kebaso, come here, post evidence of how much you gave, because you have a problem with how I spent the resources of the movement. That move, I equated it with the move by John Major in 1985. The only problem I have with Morara Kebaso is that beach move he did there. That beach move he did there, like a woman. You know when women want to bash your bubble, when they want to suck the oxygen out of your lungs, they look for just one little phrase to insert it there as if they didn't mean it, and they know it has maximum damage. When he was talking to Kibe, he said the only person who has access to President Ruto is, what is the name? Kasamuel. That beach move there of throwing Kasamuel's name in the mix and saying Kasamuel is the one who have access to the president. That was a dog whisper. That was a bitch move. Because what he was saying is, expand your energy by attacking this guy because he is in bed with the government. He is in bed with the system. And then he turns around and says, oh, so everything I know, I have to know it through Kasamuel.
How can you become suddenly clever? Hey, ngine amesema rudisha gari ya wenyewe wewe. Kubali kufutwa kazi Ghasia. Ngine amesema
Umbwa wewe. Umbwa wewe. Get some backbone. Be a man and stand by your own words. Don't borrow the tactics of women when you want to attack another man. Attack another man with your chest. And don't say things like, by the way, sneak in there an insinuation that the person who has access to the president is Kasamuel. What a fucking move is that?
Can I help you?
This is me, George.
Hey, George.
Thank you. So, Kebaso, I see you. I had almost written you off because of the emotional roller coaster that you had adapted. That is not sustainable. So you need to do something about that part. But you do stand a chance to be in the good books for the future of the leadership of the youth. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be 2024. 2027. It's not going to be anywhere in the next decade. But if you keep up, you have a chance to prove yourself. What you want to do is to deputize Samuel, not to undercut him with snide comments like a woman. Samuel is way ahead of the curve. If you want to know how to work in silence, with intention, and with alliance, borrow a leaf from Samuel. It won't do you any good to start throwing those snide comments on Samuel. You probably have a better chance working with Samuel than trying to dog whisper him to the clueless Dwanzis so that he can get attacked so that you can shine. It's not going to work for you. He is way ahead of the curve for you to do anything about it. If you want to understand what I'm saying, go back to my video from June of 2024 when I said I want to speak directly to the movement. And I said you need to figure out how to work alongside the people already in the system, the people already in the government, the people already in the positions of power and influence. It is the only way to get to the next level. I will look for that video and pin it here. Level up and grow the fuck up. Stop those snide comments like a woman. They will earn you cookie points from Gen Z Dwanzis. The same ones who are faking that they sent you money on your comment with faking pesos while they didn't. That is not a constituency. That's not a constituency. And I don't know. People don't talk like this. I know. That's not a constituency. Those are more dangerous than what you think the danger is. Get rid of those nonsense. Stop auditioning for those useless human beings. Focus on things that matter. You may have a chance. You may have a shot at this. And stop showing us your wife. She is your weakest link. Stop showing us your wife. She is your weakest link. The system will use her to finish you. The masses are going to get under her skin to divert your attention from the things that matter. Leave her in the background. I don't know if it's your wife or your mother. I couldn't tell. That's for you, Morara Kebaso. I want to say keep doing what you're doing, but I also want to say do better. When you are 49, you may have a chance. It's not going to be in this decade. It's not going to be in the next 15 years. But if you have consistency, if you truly believe in yourself, don't worry about whether other people believe in you or not. Well, you found that the hard way. If you truly believe in yourself, give it time, grow into it, mature into it, build alliances in silence. Pere pere mingi, like the Mukisi you are.